Okay, so today we are continuing my exploration and build. I found this pillager tower while I was exploring the area. My spawn is somewhere over here, I think. The initial spawn point was somewhere over here, I think. I wandered a couple minutes before finding this tower, and there wasn't that much pillagers initially until I got. All I had to do was kill a few, and then, well, at first it was the bottom floor right here was surrounded by lava. There were three dispensers, there were three dispensers here, and all of them had empty buckets, and and there were three lava sources initially. I put this bed here. I stole it from one of the villager, from one of the town villages, and there was initially no button here, so you couldn't even get in here. But it didn't matter because there was a bunch of holes in the tower, and I just filled it in, so more safe. And when I started playing this mod, right now I'm playing all the mods 10, latest version. I this pumpkin is my initial hiding place, just to start out. And if you're wondering why I sound like this, it's because I caught a cold like a week ago, 4 days before my trip ended. It was a very long trip. We, I was with my mom and her friends. At first, me and my mother went to Bali for 2 weeks, and then we went to visit my relatives in the Philippines and we stayed there for 3 weeks. Although I think that part of the trip was cut a bit too long. By the first week, I just by the first week and the half of the second week, I was already over it because it's so hot there in the Philippines and dusty. There's a lot of trash and it's so noisy. And yeah, the best part of the trip was actually the cruise. So 1.5 week cruise on the around the south half of Japan. We went to Okinawa and Kyoto and a few other places. We also went to Naha, I think. Yeah, that was honestly the best part of the trip, the cruise around southern Tokyo, and then it ended in not southern Tokyo, southern Japan, and it ended in Tokyo. And we stayed there like 2 days to visit my cousin. She's from the Philippines, and she's been working there for 3 years now as a care aide. She works very hard there. She works very hard in Japan, and she managed to get 2 days off to meet and to meet and spend time with us. And then the third day we left to go home, like Canada. There wasn't much time to do shopping in Tokyo because we were spending time with her both days, but it was nice. I got to do some shopping the in the offshore excursions on the tours that we did. in like Okinawa. We went to quite a few shrines and gardens. We did go to a food market in one of the stops. We just explored the shrine and then the food market on our own. We didn't join the tour. We were with my mom's friends, and there happened to be an anime near the food market that we ate at, which is nice. So I got to do some shopping for my friends. They are big Hololive and Nijisanji fans. And, and so am I. Although I mostly watch the EN side, but yeah, I got some merch. And so back to this tower. Originally, there was three very small rooms, a- and they were hidden under the carpet, hence the trapdoor and the ladder. And it was they were very small rooms. And all three rooms had pillager spawners in there, so I had to deal with that first. At first, I couldn't figure out where they were coming from because it was empty, and up here is just a roof. So I was like, where's the pillager noises coming from? And then I found the the spawners under these carpets indicated. There's one under here too. Um, I don't remember. Or maybe there wasn't one here. Maybe there wasn't one right over there. Oh wait, there actually was one. Oh, this room here. This was actually a very small room too. There was, as you can see, there is still the block of netherite that I cannot put away because I don't have a diamond pickaxe. And there was a bunch of gold blocks here also, and there was a diamond block as well. And of course, I had to deal with a skeleton. I think there was a trapdoor. I just removed it. I think maybe there wasn't a trapdoor. But anyway, and at some point I dug around the this room. Well, I put the wooden floor here because there was no floor. It was just a ladder. So I dug around this room to make it bigger, to connect all the all the the three small rooms. Now I intend to use this as like the crafting area and storage area. As you can see, I put some barrels in already. And this is like a miscellaneous chest. It's not organized yet. Excuse me for sounding this way. When I was coughing way too much the first 4 days I was sick. There's, as you can see, there's four obsidian blocks that I can't remove yet because they need a diamond pickaxe too. And I don't want to remove the smooth stone block yet because it doesn't look nice. It's just an empty hole surrounded by obsidian blocks I can't remove. This armor stand is already here, and I filled the place with glass already. It looks a little bit nicer rather than just empty spaces like this. I don't have enough glass. And I plan to make the kitchen over here, I think. Where's the fridge? I put down a fridge last time I played. Oh, yeah. Fridge is here. So the kitchen will be here. And then the enchanting place, enchanting spot will be out, is here. I haven't moved the enchanting table at all, 'cause it's already looked kind of nice. And I found out there's digital bookshelves. You can store enchanted books on them. I kind of organized the ones that are more useful. As you can see, these ones, not that great, so they're at the bottom. I put this chain here because I didn't know what to do with the chains I found lying around. Another wart was already there, along with this one block of soul set, and it already had these brewing stands with the potions in them already. And as you can see, I added a bed, and it came with bandages too. I already put some stuff in it. Still not organized. And I also made well, this infinite magma farm. It's just one, but it's still something. And at first, when I made that 2 block lava farm, the roof kept catching on fire. So that's why part of the roof is now stone blocks, because that part caught on fire, kept catching on fire. And some of the wood has also been replaced because it also kept catching on fire. So hopefully it won't catch on fire anymore. And I also modified the roof um, top so that there's a proper entrance now. Yeah, overall it's a pretty nice place. I'm still looking for bamboo to make scaffolding so I can better design the tower. I've mostly left it in its original state, other than the sky tree uh, blo- blocks that I've used to repair the tower, repair all the holes in the tower. And the sky tree blocks are over here. Those pink trees are all sky trees, and they have green apples on them, as you can see. And I've done some exploring. As you can see, those are towns over there. And I've activated the waypoints. There's one over there too. That is that is a house over there. And it came with a lot of stuff. Like, and I've also raided other towns. Most of them, typical stuff. But some of them had swords, like this one. It's almost broken down. They had armor, like these. I have to replace my helmet. And boots. It's okay. And I found one with bows, too. I also made a fishing rod. And I have a bunch of buckets now. Oh, yeah. And I did find 2 pocket pistons and some stuff. Oh, and there was a couple blocks of lapis right here. Of course, I put them away. So let's just hit the bed. Get on with the day. Okay, now it's daytime. I'm still looking for a bunch of materials like bamboo how to make scaffolding and make the outside look prettier. And I also got a bunch of lanterns from the villages I visited, so it's lit up, so the tower is more lit up. See, as you can see, there's still some cobwebs. That's fine. Got a spare bow over there, saving it. So, let's explore. Let's explore. And so this is one of the towns I found. We're way over here now, compared to over here. That's my place. Oh, there's a bamboo forest right there. Didn't realize that. Well, let's go check it out. That vengeful spirit stuff. I don't know most. There's a lot of mods that I don't know about in this mod pack, like the vengeful spirit stuff. Oh, I should make a shield. I don't have much iron. I haven't gone mining yet. And there's a panda. Fire. Those look nice. Let's cut some. And thank you for sneaking up on me just now. Let's fix this first. Yeah, I'm new to streaming or making videos in general. I don't have any opening screen, no ending screen, no AFK screen yet, because don't have any. I just thought, oh, why not make a video? Yeah, it's an amateur video, but that's why I am an amateur. Oh, I should have brought an axe. That's okay. Ooh, a cherry shrub. Of course, you're not going to grow yet, because you're surrounded by stuff. And cherry shrubs. Those are cherry blossoms, I think. Let's see. Oh, maybe it's not cherry blossoms. Oh well. Thank you for clearing that out for me. And I also still need to make a farm. I did start a small farm. Large leaves. That would look cool. But at least I found some bamboo. Let's do one more. There. Oh, there's bees. There's three in it. I should mark that down. Beehive. For some reason, there's two maps. There's this one, which is hotkey to J. Then there's this one, which is hotkey to M. And so when I die, I have to remove the death markers on both maps. It's kind of annoying. What can I do? No sugarcane. I don't need sugarcane right now, so hopefully the sound is okay. Because I don't really know how it sounds like, or how it will sound like on YouTube. So when I upload it to YouTube, hopefully it's okay. I don't know if I was green carbon. Huh? Productive bees. I don't know if you, YouTube will be just a hobby, or if I'll do it like full time ish, like other people. Because I've heard that doing YouTube full time, like you're dependent on the income, is not, or streaming, depending on your streaming income, the is not the best way to go. Because it takes a long time for YouTube, for streaming to be a viable source of income or a stable source of income. It takes a long time, and some people never don't get to that level, especially indies. Unless you're unless you were a corpo streamer first for a bit, so you already have a fan base from the corpo you were in, and then you leave, and then you become an indie, and hopefully some of your fan bases find you. Hopefully they find your indie persona and they stay with you, because that has happened to some YouTubers that I've watched before. They were corpo or they were indie first, but it was real hard and they didn't get far. It took a very long time to get that far, but they were still quite small, so they ended up joining a corpo, and they were quite popular in their corpo. And then they leave the corpo and then go back to being indie, and then people find them again, and so their fan base stays. They find their indie persona, and then they continue watching them as if they never left, even though it's a different persona. And then stay popular, and then they stay popular, and then they keep growing despite going back to being indie, which is great for them. Because being a corpo is hard in its own way, just like being an indie is, and doing your own thing is hard in its own way. But at least they had something to start with. Oh, kitty slippers. I'm gonna need that eventually. Huh. Okay, that's annoying. That is quite annoying. Ooh, this is an interesting design. They have an X. They have a bunch of seeds too. I don't know what to use them for. Interesting. It's an interesting place to have. All the villager noise is kind of annoying though. I should change my crouch hotkey. But right now I have run on shift and crouch on C. If I need to keep pressing crouch, it's kind of awkward. If I have to move, it's not too bad. Would have cover. Oh, I lagged. That was weird. Usually I don't lag on a solo world. Should head back to the village so I can go home. To a village market. Hope villagers allowed. Or maybe I should just borrow one of their beds. But it's not that far. The village is not that far. I still have to be careful though. So this is all the mods 10. Once again, I don't know all of the I haven't experienced all of the mods in this pack yet. Well, same with the other all the mods packs. There's a lot of stuff in here that I don't know what it does or how to use it. Oh, this doesn't have a bed. You guys can go fight each other while I look for bed and also the waystone. Well, there it is. Let's go back home. One sec. Gotta close the window. There you go. Some ashes from when the roof was burning. I should probably make the waystone safer and add some torches around here. I'll save that for another day. Let's make it look pretty first. There we go. That's nothing there. See this one? Regions is unexplored. I don't know what that mod. That's a new mod to me. I have no idea what to use this for. I'm just gonna trash it. Oh yeah, pumpkin slices. I got a lot of slices from this pumpkin. Alrighty. So here is the farm I have so far. Not too big. I need some more fences also. Let's move these. See? See? So now I gotta prepare the farm. And well, man, it blew up the stuff. And that's really annoying. And there's another one, of course. Didn't destroy much, but still, it's annoying. Having to clean up. Fuck. This is not dirt. This is stone, I think. It says dacite on it. Well, time to fix the farm. Raspberry seeds can go there. I did all that. Maybe I will add wear the shoes. But well, now I need more fences. But I'll move this over. There. See? Not stone. Confusing because it looks the same as the podzol. This is right there, podzol dacite. But it's actually stone. Type of stone. So, I need stone bricks. Go mining, I guess. But yeah, I thought, oh, I'll just stream for fun for now and see how it goes, you know? Because currently my mother is pushing me to get a job. I had a job. We had a family business for a long time, and I was helping her out until she sold it and retired. So then I helped out the new owners for a bit, but then they wanted different things. I wanted something different, and soon after there was not enough. There was one too many employees at the office, and not enough jobs to do. Because my old boss was working for them for a bit too, but again, there was not enough work to go around. And most of the time, even though old boss was working part time for them, only 2 days a week, her schedule was not filled most of the time because the new owner divided the work that we all that before we did all of the work, but then she divided it. I used to work at an office. She divided the work. She did all the examinations, the fillings, and x-rays. She left to the hygienist or the dental assistant. All the cleaning, she left to the hygienist. Before, bef- before, under my old boss, all the cleaning was done by assistant and my boss. So by doing that, their schedules filled up. Were filled every day. Just the two of them doing cleaning and all the other procedures. They were busy, very busy. And Saturdays were the most popular. So we had when my old boss was still down there on Saturdays, the whole day was double booked for cleaning because most people were off on Saturdays. So that was the most busiest day. It was so easy to fill Saturdays when my old boss was still down there. Weekdays too were also filled, even though it was not as popular as Saturday, Friday, Saturdays. So then the new owner came. She delegated a lot of things. She only did fillings and the examinations for cleaning and scaling. Well, scaling she left it hygienist, but for cleanings she did the kids, including the scaling. But when I worked for the new one, it was really hard to fill up the weekdays. And since she delegated a lot, some tasks, the old owner who worked part time for a bit, her schedule was not filled because the new owner would delegate all the emergency specific examination. Well, not specific examination, but emergencies, root canals, extractions. Her plan was to delegate that to the associate, which is my old boss. And most of the time, you don't need a root canal. That doesn't happen very often. So you don't have root canals happening every week, maybe once a week, sometimes not even, not at all. And also ortho. My old boss still had a couple ortho cases, ongoing ortho cases that she was doing before she sold the practice. They were still ongoing, so she had those. Those were once once a month. Most of them had to come in once a month, and so she had those. But that's not going to fill up her schedule 2 days a week. And also specific examinations, mostly for dentures. My old boss did provided um, denture denture services. She would. There was a lot of um, people, patients who needed dentures. Well, most of the patients before were, seniors, older folks, older adults. They were getting, and some of them, quite a few of them needed dentures because they had a lot of missing teeth because of circumstances back when they were kids, and from where they live. A lot of them were from the Philippines. And in the Philippines, you don't, there's a lot more things that are more important than worrying about your teeth. So yeah, my old boss had dentures. And then made also, well, she didn't make dentures. The laboratory made the dentures, and then they would send it back to us when they were finished. But we did offer denture services to make dentures, and also denture adjustments if your dentures needed adjustment, or it needed to be repaired because you had to have a tooth extracted, or it broke, or the denture broke and it wasn't fitting properly. So we repaired those too. So, but now the new the the new owner didn't doesn't do dentures. She just refers patients to like the denturist or something, or another office that can do it. Same with root canals. We do did refer root canals, but mostly like the really tough ones to the specialists. But the new owner doesn't do root canals at all. She either refers it, or I don't know if she got another associate, like a specialist who comes in like once a month to do root canals at her office. But she did that for extraction. She had a associate come in once a month to do extraction. But that's kind of hard you only have if you only are doing extractions once a month. Because what if your patients have to wait a month for the extraction appointment? And what if the dentist has something going on that month and he can't make it to that one day? That's happened before. My friend continued to see the owner, the current owner, after I was let go, and she needed a wisdom tooth removed. And so she waited like 3 weeks, and on the day of, and that morning before she wa- she was getting ready to head out to employment, and she gets a call from them saying, "Oh, the dentist who's doing your extraction cannot come in today because of family emergency." So she was quite annoyed because she took that day off. She took the day off from work. So now she has a free day, which is kind of nice, but then kind of annoying because you need to have your wisdom teeth extracted. And you've been waiting like 1 or 2 weeks for it. No, suddenly the appointment is canceled. You have to wait even longer. Because what if the patient cannot wait, you know, like even a week for even a week to get an extraction? Because they're in so much pain. They're just gonna go somewhere else at that point. And sometimes it's really hard to get an appointment because you need to get something looked at our office. Because they're fully booked or whatever. And what if there's someone needs an appointment to get something looked because they're in pain? So they have to wait, or they go somewhere else, or she refers them to another clinic because she's too busy. And her fillings take much more time to do. The current order of my former workplace. Her fillings take much, much longer time to do because she's using some BioClear, some special materials to do it. It's supposed to be stronger and longer lasting, but you need to book extra time just for even for a small filling. That could take like half an hour. You need like hour, an hour 15, and a filling that could take us before that could that we could do it an hour before with the previous owner. She needs like an hour and 45 or two just to do. I don't regret working for the my old workplace, at some point, but at some point, like with any job, sometimes there's just not enough work to go around, so you let go. And there was also some drama happening between my two previous bosses that I've been talking about behind the scenes. And somehow I was dragged into it, not by choice, of course. I just they just happened to name drop me or whatever. But it's okay. It's a job. It was nice for a while. I got to experience working under a different boss for a bit. After that, I took off work for a year. Then the year after that, I had to take care of my grandma. My grandma stayed with me for like almost a year before she had to go to a care home because she fell one day while trying to go out of the bathroom on her own before she was actually done using the bathroom. She still had she couldn't pull up her pants fully, so her bottom was half out. Her bottom was, her pants was like, not fully covering her pit, but, and she still had poop on her butt, and it fell on the floor, and her diaper was hanging there because she couldn't pull it up properly. And so And so her walker was outside in the hallway. Because sometimes she would try to leave the washroom before she's done, like she did. And so while she was trying to leave one day, she ended up falling. She couldn't stand properly after that. And that night, we thought it was just a bruise, but then we noticed that she couldn't stand up. She didn't want to stand up. And then while we were, and we were about to take her to the bathroom before bed, and I noticed, oh, her, her right upper thigh is so swollen. And it's been a couple hours since she fell, because she fell late afternoon. And it was like night, even late evening at that point. I noticed her, then I noticed her right upper thigh was so swollen. And she kept saying it hurt, her right hip hurts also. And so we called 911, and it turns out she broke her right hip when she fell, because she's 94, because she tried to leave the washroom by herself before she's finished, and without calling us for help. And so she got sent to the hospital downtown because the local one here is not great. The one downtown is way better. And then she ended up getting surgery. It was either that night or the next day she got surgery. And of course after that she needed a bed rest. She was in the hospital for a while, but eventually she had to come home because she needed to be out of the hospital to be put on a waiting list, the urgent waiting list for a care home. And we got one within like 3 weeks, or was it well, something like that. It was 3 weeks to a month before a spot in a nearby care home opened up. But it was hard taking care of her because she was on bed rest, and we even had to have a hospital bed put in my apartment because the apartment is safer for my grandmother. 94, and she walks very slowly because she can't walk that well, which is a shame because she could still walk pretty well before she fell. Slowly and wobbly, but she could still walk. We were taking her to church. She was walking to the bathroom by herself. No, of course I was supervising her. I was watching her, accompanying her to the washroom. But sometimes they're stubborn. She tried to leave the washroom by herself. Hence the fall. Hence the hip surgery. Hence the bed rest. And, and since she couldn't go to the washroom anymore by herself, she had to, wear diapers. Well, she was already wearing diapers before because she would be in bed in the morning and at night. But it was even harder because she couldn't use the washroom anymore by herself. So she had to poop and pee on the bed while watching TV, mostly on the bed. So we had to have care aides come like 4 times a day, 5 times a day. There was one in the morning, two in the afternoon, one in the evening, and one like at between 12 to 2 a.m. So I didn't have time to sleep much while my grandma was on bed rest. So between that cooking, making sure she had something to watch, you know. And after she fell, she's been on bed rest ever since, and on a wheelchair. She didn't want to walk after that, and she's still mostly on a wheelchair, the care home. Shame, because my grandma was quite strong for 94. She was still walking by herself, even though she needed help from me. She was still walking by herself. She would, we would bring her downstairs for 1 hour each day to get, so the care aide would help her exercise. Ooh, there was an ender. Anyway, back to the game and fixing my farm. The blood spider was already there. Hopefully my voice returns to normal. Because it's been a while since I got home. It's only been a week. Or using smooth stone stuff. So I need to rocky stone. Maybe I'll just use it as stone wall. I might as well. You'll be your pet when I use the washroom. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I just got to an argument with my mother earlier this evening about how I'm being rude to her or something, or not treating her right, or ignoring her or something. Even though that's not my intention, And that's not what I'm trying to do. Even though to her it looks that way, that's not my intention at all. You know how mothers are. No matter what you do, it's hard. But since we're different generations, it's hard because you don't like what they do, and they don't like what you're doing, or they see it as not proper manners or whatever, and then they get angry and think that you're being rude to them, even though that's not the case. You just do things differently than them and think differently. She thinks games are a waste of time, like with most parents. It's from a different generation. But she thinks it rots your brain. That whole thing. You know, that whole mindset. That it's not productive in any way. No, she thinks that I'm not doing well mentally, physically. I'm doing well mentally. I'm in a good place right now compared to before, compared to when I was working full time. I'm in a better place. I'm trying to enjoy life, which she always says. Ever since we sold the office, she's been saying, "Oh, we're out of uh, the corporate cage. We should enjoy life now. We should travel more. You know, we should have fun with our life. That speech." I'm trying. I really am. But then lately, she's been on my case about finding a job because I've been out of work for a while now. That I need to, you know, s- support myself and learn how to do things on my own. Well, I have been, and she thinks that includes learning how to live by myself. But I've been doing that. I've been living by myself for a while now. Sure, it's with her financial help, but still, I helped her run the office for a long time since she pushed me to work there in high school because she didn't want me to, rot my brain doing nothing all summer long. I admit I learned a lot of things. I learned a lot of things working there. I've become more social, more compared to before. I was so shy. Worked there, Working there has given me some social skills, or better ones at least. But now she's pushing me to get another job, to get a new job. I need to do something instead of playing games all day. But how? That's quite the opposite from what she was telling me. Oh, we're out of the corporate cogwheel, that cog cogwheel. We're out of the corp. We're out of the cage, and then you that old the current owner, the current, and then the owner of my former workplace is in the cage again because she has so much loans to pay. Because she had to take out loans just to buy my old workplace, our former business. So that we should enjoy, and that she keeps saying, "Oh, we should enjoy life. We should travel more. You're free to travel. Let's do that." And then she turns a 180, seating and says, "Oh, I need to get a job. I need to learn how to live independently. Well, I've been doing that. I need to learn what it's like, how to struggle, that I should just rent a room somewhere. I don't need an apartment. I should struggle on housing and working like my brother did." Well, my brother did that, yeah. I watched him, and he came, and after a few months, he came running back to my parents' place. Because he was a student at the time with no job. Or he had a job, but he was a waiter. And that salary is not going to net you much. Especially if you're spending, I think it was like $200 to rent a room. While you're a student and working part time. What the fuck? What the fuck? Where did you come from? How did you get in here? Seriously, how did they get in here? It's a tower. How did they spawn in here? Seriously, how did you spawn in here? How did they spawn in? Get out. Get out of my house. You spawned in here. That's so creepy. That's so creepy. Anyway, so yeah, that's been happening. She said a lot of mean things to me. She is right though. I do need to work on my weight. I need to get rid of this fat belly that I have. That's something she's right about. Need to shape up and get fit again. That's something she's right about. And so earlier today I was looking at job listings online, and a lot of them require skills that I don't have or a certificate. Like, uh, there was one listing that required Mandarin. Well, I don't speak Mandarin or Cantonese, and there was a couple that required me to have a dental reception certificate, and it was listed as a requirement. Well, I don't have one because when I was in college, I asked my mother, "Oh, I want to take this. Should I do it?" And she said, "Oh, you don't need a t- you don't need a dental certificate. You don't need to take that program. You don't need a certificate to do that do reception work, be a receptionist. And so I listened to her, and lo and behold, a certificate is one of the requirements on some job listings, just for a receptionist, even though I'm fully qualified to do the job. Cause, but if I don't have a certificate, I don't know if they're gonna hire me. Maybe I should just take the plunge, you know. And I also tried looking for my remote work, and the stuff they want to do, I just don't think I can do it. I just don't have enough confidence to apply. They want stuff that I don't know that if I can do it, especially the expectations. But maybe it's just the lack of self confidence talking. Maybe I should just take the plunge. But I do want YouTubing to do YouTubing. Now I remember what I was gonna do. Gate. I should feel annoying. Fill that up better. Oh, that there. Anyway, maybe I just need to have more confidence. But I do want, YouTubing, streaming. I do want it to be a thing. Sorry if I make weird noises. Sorry if you heard that weird noise I just made. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes it just happens. But anyway, that's enough. Enough talking about my problems and life in general. I started YouTubing. Well, not YouTubing, but streaming. Well, I haven't done streaming yet. But I wanted to do this. I wanted to see how it would turn out, you know. And I was inspired by my Oshis, by my VTuber Oshi. She started with no streaming experience, and now look where she is. She's a successful VTuber at Nijisanji En. Even though she had no prior experience, but she managed to work it out, even though the first year was very tough. And the last couple years has been very tough for them, for Nijisanji En, with all the drama that happened. And I just wish she had more opportunities to, grow her channel. But people would actually watch her instead of listening to what drama tubers said about them and just basing their opinions of them just from what they heard from other people instead of watching them and then forming their opinions about them. At least say, "Oh, I watched them. I didn't vibe with their content." And that's fine. That you don't like them. I even after watching them for a little bit. But you say you don't like them because they're associated with this, because of that, I don't like them. Because I heard that this, because I heard that, because I heard this rumor about them, that they're like this, they're like that. And so, oh, I probably shouldn't watch them based on that rumor. Even though that rumor could be totally not true. Even though that rumor could is totally not true. But because you believe the rumor and you're formed a bias and they're not gonna watch them. Even though if you watch them, they could be someone that you like and jive with. You could have wanted to watch. No, it's just not really fair. Garden is there. Had a doorway back here. Plus, I just wish she had more opportunities in general. Because it seems like she's missing out on a lot of things. Not because of the corpo she's in, but because of life in general. Like she couldn't join the. She was having trouble joining the Minecraft server because of her internet. And that server, she would have loved to join that server because it's like fantasy. Because of Minecraft, she loves Minecraft, playing Minecraft. And it's also a role play server. She she's into that, and it's fantasy type, and it seems like it seems like fun, especially since she'd be with her friends. There'd be lots of fun fun things that would happen if she could play with her friends in the company. Because she likes to keep her to herself. She doesn't like to collab. She doesn't collab as much as others. The same with my other Oshi in the same company. They don't like they don't collab as much. They like to stay in their own lane, and that gets misinterpreted by a lot of people. That oh they're not friends or something, but they're friends offline. Just don't see a lot of that in public, and that leads to a lot of rumors, baseless rumors. Sorry for coughing. Just quite sad to see. You know, the people won't give her a chance because she's in that Nijisanji. because of what happened, based on the drama that happened before. A lot of people will give them a chance and just believe the rumors that sprouted. But it is what it is. No, hard to change the minds of the public when they are stuck on something. 'But how are y'all doing? I bet you're bored of me just talking about random things that come to my mind and not about Minecraft. 33 a.m. I just, yeah. I want to get along better with my mother, but it's so hard when she thinks the way she thinks, you know? She thinks I don't care about her and whatnot, but I do. It's just hard. When she thinks, when she sees what I'm doing as not caring, it's just hard to please her sometimes. But it is what it is. I just have to do better. But enough about my family family drama. Yeah, she's had enough of them. She's had more family drama than she needs. Okay, I should put this stuff away. I should put the stuff I don't need away. This stuff, get rid of that stuff. Oh, I need to make scaffolding too. That's right. When did I get that? Oh, right from the village. First, I put these away first. Get rid of these tree branches or tree saplings, oak saplings. Would be a good place to put it though. Oh, here, that'd be good. There you go. When you're up there, weird. I should probably move this stuff from the pumpkin house. The pumpkin hole. So I can use that door for something else. It's gone. I should need to look for more iron for a shield. This is just random crap right now. At some point, I'll probably get a ending screen and a opening loading screen. That's in the future. Days away. Oh, I should plant potatoes too. That's right. Down peas. Okay, that sound is gonna be annoying. Let the turnip somewhere else. Get brown mushrooms. Weird. I should make a pressure plate for that. Oh, it's still up there. Keep forgetting which pumpkin it is. Well, I guess I can put some away now. Ooh, that's an ominous sounding name for an axe. But that's somewhere. Maybe here. That's gonna annoy me for a while. those. Maybe I'll put that there. And put it. Yeah, that's right. I was gonna make brick walls and scuff. Oh, I need vine or string. That's new. Before you didn't need string to or twigs to make scaffolding. Flex, flex, flex. Okay. Better put these away. Oh, I'm gonna need more scaffolding. Make the outside of the tower better. Nice view though. I know there's a lot of things I have to work on, like adding music possibly in the future, and like loading screens. Oh, whoops. Oh well. I'm gonna need that for the roof anyway. That's that's need two more. Okay. Maybe four more. Excuse my cough. Alright, it's gonna fill in. Maybe I'll do the other place first. Instead of filling this in. There's another place that I need to fill in first. Not that. It's these. Those look awkward. I'll fill in this because it doesn't look good. Looks better. Oh, that was weird. There we go. Now get rid of these. I need to move the door. Nothing in there now. One over here. There we go. For easier access. There we go. Over there. Here. Here. Oh, whoops. There we go. Now we need some stairs. What am I doing? Well, maybe I'll put that the because I need a seed chest at some point. It was over here. Oh, one off. Oh well. That's fine. It was this door. There. And that can be over here. One I can put, for when I need seeds. I'm also gonna build a chicken coop at some point in time. But that's for another day. Oh, I've already been streaming for an hour. For, for almost 2 hours. I'll probably end in like 20 minutes or so. Yes. Oh, move this there. I missed. What? I have scaffolding. What am I doing? I'm being dumb. Maybe I am. Like my mother always says. My mother keeps saying that I'm dumb. Whoops. 18 arrows. Where is? Oh, there we go. Well, you got an ender eye out of it. Pearl. Put it right here. Cover this. Like, put like, put like a roofing or something up there. Kind of want to get rid of that too. the original, what it looks like, minus the holes. We want to get rid of these. And the roof is probably on fire again. See, I knew it. It's on fire. Man, I don't know how it keeps getting on fire. It's covered with stone already. That is so annoying. I've covered the lava with stone, as you can see. I don't know how it's still catching on fire. I think it's downstairs. Maybe I'll move it here. Killed a villager. Didn't though. I killed an enderman, not a villager. Or maybe it was because from the trader that I killed earlier. Oops. Let's just borrow some tiles from there to make it look nicer. There we go. At least it's easy to tell when the roof is on fire though, because you can hear it. Alrighty, it's time to head out because it's getting late. And hopefully I'll see y'all next time. Have a good night. Stay safe.